After months of preparation, making sure we are physically and academically ready, it is time to leave. The months have gone by quickly. All of us have been here since kindergarten. Mrs. Power has been very good by getting us ready for Toronto. We have done a lot of fun and unusual things with Miss Power. I am sure we all have a special place in our heart for Boyle Memorial School. Thank you, and please enjoy our recognition.
Reflections. Reflections are the memories of our years at Boyle Memorial School. Christine Degli will read her reflections.
As I sit here in English class, reflecting back on the lower grades, my best friend Holly is sitting next to me, tapping me on the shoulder. The line of computers in front of me make distracting clicking sounds. The sound makes me feel like I'm in a room full of clocks. My friends at the computers make some of my memories from the earlier grades easier to recall. My year in kindergarten was fun and exciting. The year went by very quickly. Nothing really happened in Mrs. Cole's class that year. Then we moved up to the big building. In first grade, we had a Thanksgiving feast. We had Miss Sharon. She was great. Then in second grade, we had Mrs. Cole's again. We had a treasure chest. It was full of goodies. Every time we did a good job, we got something out of that special box. Third grade was full of fun. Miss Connors made us sing Kokomo before we went to lunch. She also sang to us. She's a great singer. Fourth grade was a memorable year. First we went to a nature class. That was a good part. Then came the bad news. Billy tripped Danny and he fell backwards on the tar and hit his elbow. He had to ice it for 24 hours. Then Ryan was chasing a basketball and he slammed right into a pole. He had a huge bump on his forehead. Ouch. Fifth grade was a confusing year. Mr. Egger always did or said something funny. Now sixth grade, the best year. Mrs. Power is the best teacher. She helped us get this far. Now we're going to a new school. We're starting a new life. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for her and our parents. Thanks a lot, everybody.
As I walked onto the bus on the first day of kindergarten, I could tell there were going to be some good times and some bad times at BMS. In kindergarten, the only thing I can remember was the pet show. I brought in my dog, Sasha. My mother had washed and brushed her. Sasha had a red handkerchief around her neck. She looked very nice. When it was our turn to go up, I accidentally dropped the chain. At once, Sasha started chasing Adam's pet cat, who ran up a tree. It took a while for the cat to come down. In first grade, I had Miss Sharon. I can remember I used to carry on a little lion and always brought it to school. He was about as old as me. I had him in my desk when the fire bell started ringing. I thought to pick him up, but Miss Sharon said to go without him. She started reading our names, but I was looking in the school. I thought I saw smoke, but I'm still really not sure. After the bell rang, we went back in. I checked my desk and saw that my line was okay. In grade 2, with Mrs. Coles, a few new kids came to our class, along with Tardo, Aaron, Jaron, Mark, Pat, Doug, and Scott. One thing I remember was our alien wars. We made aliens out of colored paper that we folded in half and cut out into a shape. There were 2 leaders, Jaron and Mark. At first I was on Mark's team. I must have switched 20 times from team to team. Once I pretended to be on Jaron's team when I was really spying for Mark. I ended up losing Jaron as a friend. We never did actually have a war, but we had a lot of fun. In 3rd grade with Miss Connors, we went on a field trip to the Children's Museum and the swan boat rides in Boston. There is a famous story about a Mallory duck family, and it took place in the public garden. When we all entered the park, there were small statues of the ducks, the same ones in the story. During the ride, we all got wet. I remember one picture with Adam with his head in the water. We went by where the ducks were believed to have made their nest. We were with the 4th grade, and we all played tag after the ride and lunch. I also remember Mrs. Hoffman singing, "There she was, just a-walking down the street," the whole time. Then we went to the Boston Children's Museum. We had a great time. I remember the jungle gym that was 2 stories high. 4th grade, I started my 3-year perfect attendance record, which means I haven't been absent for 3 years. 4th grade, I had Mrs. Power. She is a very nice teacher. I remember that one time I was playing basketball, and the ball was loose and I ran for it. I must not have been paying attention because I ran into the basketball pole. I started crying even though it didn't hurt. I was probably just scared. A few people went in to get the nurse, and she came out and told me to put my legs against my chest. As soon as the bell rang and everyone went in, the nurse brought me in and gave me an ice pack. I looked in the mirror and saw a huge bruise coming down my face in a straight line the shape of a pole. I felt it. There was a big lump where the bruise was. Later my mother came and got me. We went to the hospital. The doctor said that I would be all right. Then the next day I tried to beat up the pole. I wasn't really mad at it, I just wanted to be funny. In 5th grade I had Mr. Egger. We went on a field trip to Digital. Mr. Einstein worked there and he got permission to bring us there and talk about computers. My mother was one of the drivers. She and Brooke and I were in her car. We just about got to Digital when we all noticed Mr. Egger's car was gone. All the parents stopped the cars, got out, and started talking. At first there was a rumor that he had gotten lost. Then there was another rumor that he had a flat tire. We decided to wait for him. Finally he came. The reason he was late was because he had to go back and get the permission slips. In 6th grade, I had Mrs. Power again. 6th grade was the best year at Berlin Memorial School. In the beginning of the year, we did the play, Macbeth. I was Macduff. I wanted to be Macduff because I said the last line and I killed Macbeth. We worked on the play for a long time. I used to remember every word in it. One other thing I remember was the fashion show. I was planning to wear a mob suit, but instead I just wore a jogging suit. It took lots of time to learn what to do the music and write our descriptions of the clothes. When we actually did it, we got lots of applause and we did it completely right. After that, the 5th grade wrote letters to us. A lot of them said, "I like rhymes." I was very happy. When I walk into Toronto for the first day, I'll begin many more memories. But one thing is for sure, I'll always remember Berlin Memorial School. Thank you.
remember that summer day when you got a letter from the teacher you were going to have in kindergarten? Well, I did, and my teacher was Miss Beauregard, and I couldn't wait for that first day. But when that first day came, I was a little shaky. My mother has told me how shy I was. I was so shy that I wouldn't even say my name, and everybody thought I had a disability. I remember every morning we'd have circle time and pick a star of the day. The best thing we've ever done was the pet show. I brought my cat and I was thinking, I hope a dog doesn't get him. Mrs. Coles was also my kindergarten teacher. In first grade, I had Miss Sharon for a teacher. Going into first grade was kind of scary because it was the first time eating lunch in the cafeteria. The memory I remember most was when Miss Sharon said she was 130 years old and when she said she couldn't count, but at times she did. She also said if we were bad, she'd spank us on her checkered apron or spank us with her cane. I also remember the Thanksgiving feast she held. In second grade, I had Mrs. Coles. In second grade, I remember when we were good, she said, I'll give you a kiss, but she gave you a chocolate kiss. The best thing of all was the treasure chest. We could only go in the treasure chest when we were good or if we got a certain amount of stickers on our chart. In third grade, I had Miss Corners. We went to the Children's Museum and rode swan boats. I remember at recess she would play for us on a clarinet. We put on a play and I was chair. In fourth grade, I had Miss Power. It was a big change from third to fourth grade because we ate lunch and had recess at a different time and had more homework. Jennifer invited us to the State House because her father worked there. I also remember when we went to the aquarium in Boston and saw the secret garden. In fifth grade, I had Mr. Ager. I remember when we went to Digital. We also saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know why, but I've always remembered one school day, we pretended that Jaron was the teacher and we played hide and go seek. In sixth grade, I had Miss Power again. Sixth grade is a blast, even if they say you're the oldest. We had a spaghetti supper and raffle. We went to HFY, ate lunch at Boylston, and Boylston ate here. When you're in sixth grade, looking back on all the memories of Berlin Memorial, you realize how good this school is and how much fun you had. Thank you.
As I sit in a chair, thinking of a new beginning for the story in a dentist's office, I hear the drills and smell the toothpaste. I remember one day when Sean Jacobs and I were carrying the trash buckets back upstairs when Sean fell down the last 6 steps. He was bleeding pretty bad. It was the first time I saw Mrs. Philbin use a self-breather on anybody. Then the school called the police and they sent an ambulance out to take Sean to the hospital. Now the real story starts. It begins in kindergarten. I had Mrs. Beauregard. She's very nice. I remember being the star of the day. That must have been fun at that age. We also had a pet show that year. And I also remember the stories that were read to us. Next is first grade with Miss Sharon and Miss Lucci. It was funny with Miss Sharon. She always said her numbers all mixed up. We went to George's aunt that year, too. Sean forgot his lunch, so I shared mine with him. After we got off the boat, we saw some jails where they hung people by chains. We also had breakfast with our teddy bears. I guess I wasn't doing good in math that year because I stayed back. I thought all my friends were gone, but I knew I would make new ones. That second year wasn't so bad. Miss Sharon and Mrs. Kennedy let me take charge of the bubbler because I was the oldest. Now we move on to second grade. All my good friends except Sean stayed back. I was glad. I don't think they were. I had Mrs. Coles with her treasure box. This year was the year I found out my talent for being an author. Mrs. Coles said I was the best. So did I. We also went to a farm where we learned how to make butter that year. Here's third grade with Mrs. Wayman. That year I was the first to graduate from Mr. O'Malley's reading class. I got a giant unicorn lollipop that took me a month to finish. That year we did a play called The Little Bear. I was Colonel Cubby with my sidekick, Rumble Bear. But that year was great because we went to the Boston Children's Museum and took a ride on the Swan Boats in Boston. I recall when Muldoon did a crazy dance. We also went to an apple orchard and had a hayride. Now we come to 4th grade with Mrs. Power. We went on a lot of field trips that year. One of them is a wildlife refuge. That was great. But the highlight of that year is when we went to the State House and the Boston Aquarium. We also went to see the play The Secret Garden in Worcester. We also started mini courses that year. During a tennis class, Kevin Lamb hit a tennis ball into the South Common Lake. Now we move on to 5th grade with Mr. Rager. I liked how he knew so much about history. We went to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It wasn't bad. We also went to Jededill where Jaren's father works. Mr. Ager either got lost or had a flat tire because we waited a good half an hour for him to arrive. Now last but not least, 6th grade with Mrs. Power. Now we were the kings of the school. We started off this year with Macbeth. It was a great success. It was funny at the end when Macbeth and Macduff fought and both their cardboard swords fell apart. After that, we started to earn money to go to a fabulous camp in Sharon, Massachusetts called Horizons for Youth. We made a lot of new friends from Boylston. I wish I could stay back and go again. I also made history this year when I smashed the cafeteria clock with the volleyball. First one ever. Next comes the big sewer rats we cut out. My partner, the mad scientist Pat Quinn, did a lot of cutting. One day Pat was sick and I had to finish the report by drawing all the organs that the rat had. I'm not good at drawing things under pressure. Pat was surprised with the drawings. So was I. I got an A+ for us. Well, thank you for listening to this long reflection. I had a lot of fun at this school and can't wait for the Honto. One more thing for you 5th graders. Next year you'll be the kings of the school, but it doesn't last long, because when you get to 7th grade, we'll be starting kindergarten all over again.
Congratulations to the 6th grade class today for completing all of their elementary years at Memorial School. Each individual in the class has given tremendously. They have grown, especially in this last year. They have worked very hard in their studies. They've accepted responsibility for their actions in their education, and they have contributed to many aspects of the running of the school. They have come together as a class this year and set a fine example for the younger students in this school. Class, I wish you continued success next year. Mr. Driscoll, Mrs. Bringleson, and Miss Ferguson are here today also to congratulate you and welcome you to Tohoto. And now, before we present the individual certificates, I would like to recognize one individual in particular for a special award. Ryan, would you come forward, please? As Ryan read in his reflections, he has had perfect attendance for the last 3 years at Memorial School. We are very proud to give him the certificate of attendance. Congratulations, Ryan.
After attending the First Parish Church Nursery School, Dan began kindergarten at Berlin Memorial School. His favorite subjects are math because it's challenging and fun, and social studies because he likes learning about the world. He feels he's made his biggest improvement in reading because he says, I almost had to go to Mr. O'Mealy. The happenings he remembers best are outside of school. The Tohoto Regional High School orientation, going to Boylston for lunch, and a trip to Worcester to see the Secret Garden. Dan's been involved in band since 4th grade. He plays the sax, and he was involved in enrichment in grades 4 and 5. He's also been involved in the babysitting course, Boy Scouts, church server, as well as soccer, baseball, basketball. He was on the all-star basketball team. His favorite project was dissecting the rat, and favorite 6th grade happening was Horizons for Youth. He's anticipating going to Tohoto Regional High School so he can be with his Boylston friends all the time. Brooke Evangeline Bennett. Brooke attended First Parish Church Nursery School and started Memorial School in kindergarten. Her favorite subject is science because of the experiments and feels she's improved most in handwriting, going from 2s to 1s. She's enjoyed many things here at school, including the trip to the State House where she sat in the governor's chair, the cake decorating mini course, and field day every year. Brooke has played the flute in the band since 4th grade and has been a member of the chorus in grades 4 and 6. Outside of school, she's been involved with Girl Scouts, the babysitting course, dance, and basketball. She was on the all-star team. Her favorite 6th grade project was dissecting the rat because she and her partner got a good grade. Horizons for Youth was her favorite 6th grade happening. Brooke can't wait to go to Toronto and see the Boylston kids. Aaron Thomas Bennett. Aaron attended First Parish Church Nursery School before starting kindergarten at Memorial School. His favorite subject is art because he likes to draw and feels he's made his biggest improvement in social studies in 5th grade. In 5th grade, he got a bad mark and has brought it up. His favorite 6th grade happening, like everyone else, was Horizons for Youth, and his favorite project was dissecting the rat. He liked seeing the rat's insides. Aaron received the Student Award for Educational Accomplishment given by the Clinton Area Education Forum. This, for him, was the highlight of all happenings at Memorial School. He played the trumpet in the 4th grade band, and this year he's playing the drum. He was also a member of the 4th grade chorus. Outside of school, Aaron's been involved with playing football in Sterling, baseball, soccer, and an all-star basketball player. He's looking forward to going to Toronto so he can see the Boylston kids almost every day. Adam Sean Hoffman. Adam attended the First Parish Church Nursery School before starting kindergarten at Memorial School. His favorite subject is math. He says, because I know I'm going to need to use it in the future. He also feels he's made his biggest improvement in science because he got a really good mark and pushed his grade up. His favorite project was dissecting the rat, and favorite 6th grade activity was Horizons for Youth. His favorite happenings at Memorial School were the 3rd grade play Little Bear, going to Boylston for lunch, and all the field days. Adam has been a member of the chorus during 4th and 6th grade. His favorite jobs were the teacher's room coffee pot, helping in the art room, and putting up the flag. Outside of school, Adam's been involved in soccer, tennis, and all-star baseball and basketball. He anticipates the best part of going to Toronto to be getting a good education, playing basketball and baseball, and also getting to meet new friends. Stephanie Braga Paveo. Stephanie has attended only Memorial School. Her favorite subjects are science because of the experiments, and math because you must think hard. She feels she's made her biggest improvement in reading because she got C in grade 2 and now gets A's. Stephanie has played the clarinet in the school band since 4th grade and has been a member of the chorus in grade 4 and 6. While at Memorial School, she's enjoyed the 1st grade breakfast, the trip to the New England Aquarium, and the play Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Her favorite 6th grade happening was Horizons for Youth. Outside of school, she's been involved in Girl Scouts, CCD, the babysitting course, soccer, all-star basketball, karate, and tennis. She's looking forward to going to Toronto to see all her older friends. Christine Marie Degli. Christine attended the First Parish Church Nursery School before starting kindergarten at Memorial School. Her favorite subjects are spelling, she loves to spell, and reading because she loves to read stories in the reading books and the novels. She feels she's made her biggest improvement in handwriting. She got C's and now she gets A's. She's played the clarinet since 4th grade and is a member of the chorus. Her favorite jobs are putting up the flag, kindergarten PPUs, and doing opening announcements. She's enjoyed field days, the spaghetti supper, plays, the bird books, and Horizons for Youth. Outside of school, she's been involved in basketball, baseball, and soccer, as well as Girl Scouts, CCD, the babysitting class, and altar serving. She's also looking forward to going to Toronto to be in a new school, meet new friends, have study halls, and changed classes. Ryan David Boyle. Ryan went to kindergarten for 2 months in Billerica before coming to Berlin Memorial School, and has had perfect attendance for the last 4 years. His favorite subject is spelling because he's a good speller. He feels he's made his biggest improvement socially and in science because he's more interested in it. He was a member of the chorus in 4th grade and enrichment in 5th. His favorite school happenings were enrichment, the 6th grade fashion show, and dissecting the rat, because it wasn't a picture, but the real stuff. He's been involved in sports since 1st grade, playing soccer, all-star baseball, and all-star basketball, as well as Boy Scouts and computer club. He's looking forward to going to Toronto so he can learn foreign languages and be in the sports program. Douglas Stephen Pulsifer. His favorite subjects are spelling and math because he gets good grades in them, and gym because the games are fun. He feels he's made his biggest improvement in science because he went from a C+ to a B-. His favorite 6th grade project was dissecting the rat, and favorite event was Horizons for Youth. He's been a member of the chorus in both 4th and 6th grade. Some of the things he's enjoyed at Memorial School are singing in the concerts, field days, and school programs, particularly the 3D show. Outside of school, he's been involved in basketball, soccer, all-star baseball, and Westboro's football program. He's also taken ceramics at the Hudson Youth Center. He anticipates the best part of going to Toronto is being able to go to Assabet after junior high. Thomas Jaron Anstein. Jaron has attended only Berlin Memorial School. His favorite subject is science because it's fun, and you get to do all sorts of experiments, including a favorite project, dissecting the rat. He feels he's made his biggest improvement in science, going from a B to an A. At school, he's enjoyed every field day, going to see the play, The Secret Garden, and seeing the fort on George's Island. In 4th and 5th grade, he played the saxophone in the band. His favorite jobs were putting up the flag and filling the coffee pot in the teacher's room. His favorite happening in 6th grade was Horizons for Youth. His father went along as a chaperone. Outside of school, he's been involved in baseball, basketball, fishing, Boy Scouts, and the babysitting course. He's looking forward to going to Toronto and having new teachers, doing new things, having more classes, and playing new sports. Colin Grace Mcdonald. After attending the First Parish Church Nursery School, Holly started Memorial School in kindergarten. Her favorite subjects are spelling, because she does well, and science because of the science projects. Her favorite project was dissecting the rat, because we got good grades. She feels she's improved most in handwriting, as she gets 1s instead of 2s. Holly has played the clarinet since 4th grade and is a member of the chorus. Her favorite jobs at school have been kindergarten PPUs, working in the art room, and putting up the flag. She's always enjoyed field day, mini courses, and the spaghetti supper fundraiser. Outside of school, she's been involved in Girl Scouts, the babysitting course, ballet, CCD, altar serving, basketball, and soccer. Holly's looking forward to going to Toronto and being with the Boylston kids. Jonathan Robert Thrasher. John attended St. Luke's Nursery School in Hudson before starting kindergarten at Memorial School. His favorite subjects are social studies because he likes learning about ancient people and history, and English because he likes to write stories. He feels he's improved most in math as he got record high marks this year. His favorite happenings at school were trips to George's Island and the Boston Children's Museum, and field days, particularly enjoying sponge tag. He was involved in chorus and band in 4th grade. John is another sportsman, being involved in soccer for 6 years, baseball for 5, and basketball for 3. Dissecting the rat was his favorite project this year. He was amazed that the organs filled the whole body. John, like everyone else, enjoyed Horizons for Youth as his favorite happening. He looks forward to attending Tohoto Regional High School for all its course offerings plus sports. Patrick Timothy Quinn. Pat started Memorial School in kindergarten. He has many favorite subjects: gym because it's fun, art, he likes to draw, and social studies, it's interesting. He feels he's made his biggest improvement in English because his grades came up. Some of his favorite happenings at Memorial School include a trip to George's Island, when Tato came to our school in 2nd grade, Dissecting the Rat, and Horizons for Youth. Outside of school, he's been involved in Northborough's Babe Ruth baseball, soccer, Berlin-Boylston basketball, and Boy Scouts. Pat's looking forward to going to Tohoto so he can become involved in the sports program. Shinsuke Oliver Sefton. Shin attended the Kiddie Company in Hudson before starting kindergarten at Memorial School. His favorite subject is social studies because the games and projects are fun, and feels also that he's improved the most in social studies because he's tried harder. He's played the sax in the band since 4th grade and participated in enrichment in grades 4 and 5. While at Memorial School, he's enjoyed the symmetrical aliens in grade 2, Dissecting the Rat, Field Day, and Horizons for Youth. Outside of school, he's been involved in basketball, baseball, soccer, and Boy Scouts. He's looking forward to going to Tohoto Regional High School to become involved in the sports program. William Herbert Toll. Bill started Memorial School in kindergarten. His favorite subject is gym because of all the games. He feels he's made his biggest improvement in spelling, thanks to Mrs. Nelson's extra help, and is getting better grades. He enjoyed field trips, particularly one to the apple orchard, the book fair, field day, Dissecting the Rats, and of course, Horizons for Youth. He's been a member of the chorus for 2 years and the band in grades 4 and 5. Outside of school, he's been involved in basketball and enjoys fishing. He's looking forward to going to Tohoto so he can have studies. Mark Thomas Muldoon. Mark has gone from kindergarten to 6th grade at Memorial School. His favorite subjects are math and reading, as these subjects really challenge him. He feels he's also made his biggest improvement in reading, as he had trouble with it in the early grades. His favorite school happenings took place away from school. He liked the New England Aquarium and the Dolphin Show in 4th grade, the trip to George's Island in Boston Harbor with its ghost, the Woman in White, and going to Boylston for lunch and meeting their 6th grade. Although he hasn't been involved in any school activities, he has been active in sports. He's playing soccer this spring in Boylston and has been an all-star on both baseball and basketball teams. He was voted MVP of the Basketball League and recently broke our school record for running the mile in 6 minutes, 12 seconds. His favorite school project was Dissecting the Rat with Mrs. Philbin. For him, it was a brand new experience. He's looking forward to going to Tohoto to meet new people and have bigger and harder challenges. Scott Nicholas Leatherdale. Scott came to Memorial School as a kindergartner. His favorite subject is math because it's easy, and he likes numbers. He feels he's made his biggest improvement in math, also going from a C to an A. While at Memorial School, he's enjoyed gym, particularly the pyramids, field day, school programs including Mr. and Mrs. Fish, Dissecting the Rat, and Horizons for Youth. His favorite jobs were putting up the flag and stair duty. He was also a good manners prize winner. Outside of school, in 5th grade, he was involved in Clinton's football program. He's looking forward to going to Tohoto so he can become involved in the sports program. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present Berlin Memorial School's 6th grade class of 1992.
We are pleased to establish the Kit Hatch Memorial Music Award this year. Christopher L. Hatch II was a valued member of our school band who completed grade 6 in the Memorial School in 1991. Kit worked hard to learn his music and gave his very best to the band and his classmates in the most cooperative and conscientious manner. This plaque has been provided through donations from friends, relatives, fellow students, and citizens of Berlin. It will be engraved each year with the name of one or two students from the band or chorus who best exemplify the qualities of earnest effort, cooperation, and dedication to their musical ensemble. Each recipient will also receive a smaller individual plaque. We are pleased to have Kit's mother, Mrs. Nancy Hatch, with us today to present this first award.
The Kit Hatch Memorial Music Award for 1992 is awarded to Daniel Tereshko.
I want first to take the opportunity to congratulate the sixth grade graduates as they prepare to leave Berlin Memorial School. You know, each graduating class is unique. The individual personalities combine together, and that's what gives the class its own character and its own personality. Now, when I say this class is unique, I mean it that it is more unique than most other classes that have left the school before them. This is a special class. Special for me because 7 years ago we both came to Berlin Memorial School together. I don't know if you knew that. You as bright, cheery-eyed kindergartners, me as a very nervous superintendent starting new on the job. So we kind of gone through this together. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think all of them started in kindergarten here. Is that correct? Well, except for a couple of weeks, but you can say they've all been in kindergarten here together. And during that time, we've been able to watch them grow and mature until they developed into these eager, enthusiastic-looking youngsters that we see here today. But I remember about a year or so ago, meeting with a number of parents in this very room, probably a fewer chairs than this, but not too many. And some of these parents had concerns about the direction this class was taking. Other parents discussed these concerns with me privately. And Mrs. Winnan and I had a few anxious moments. You caused us a few sleepless nights, a couple. But there's an old saying that said you don't judge a book by its cover. You have to look inside. And research shows that in education, teachers who require little of people, of classes, get little in return. But those who demand very much get very much. Mrs. Winnan and I and the teachers have always felt that this class should have greater demands placed on it so that they could rise to the occasion. Their sixth grade teacher, homeroom teacher Mrs. Power, and Mrs. Winnan demanded much of this class last year, both in the area of responsibility and maturity. They were responsible for the opening exercises, the kindergarten pickup, the art room helpers, stairway safety duty, helping Mr. Colin, and most importantly, they provided the stability and the leadership that the oldest class in the school must provide. Many students in this class were winners of the school's Good Manner Award. So I guess if you were to compare it to a book, for those of you who never opened that book, you missed a line. Now, usually when I present the Superintendent's Award, I always ask a little help from the teachers. And this year, I didn't have to ask too much, because there is the criteria, which is growth, helpfulness to the school, school spirit, academic success, and appropriate effort. And when I thought, well, I've got to come up with someone to receive the Superintendent's Award, it was very evident to me. So once again, I have to say this class is unique because it's the first class that is going to receive the Superintendent's Award in total. It was a little more expensive than we budgeted. We usually budget for one plaque, but I sincerely mean it. This class has really earned the Superintendent's Award. So I think maybe if they stood up and came down this way, I could give them each some type of memento that will give them a symbol that they have earned this award. I just would like to say one more thing. I would like to take this opportunity also to publicly express to Mrs. Winnan, principal of the Berlin Memorial School, appreciation for providing the leadership that makes the Berlin Memorial School the special school that it is. During her 8 years as principal, she has earned the respect of the parents, the community, the teachers, and the students. I know she'll be missed by all of you, I'm only pleased that I will still have her to work with in her capacity as a principal at Boylston Elementary School. And I know she'll bring the qualities that she's brought to this school and the enthusiasm to her new position. So I'd like to really thank her.
Our sixth grade class would like to give this gift to the school. The basketball hoop that we have down there on the court is falling apart. We chose this gift because of all the years of fun we had on that basketball hoop. We would like the grades to come and the grades out of here to have the same good times that we did.
Thank you very much, sixth grade class. This is a definitely appropriate gift from them, as they have enjoyed probably every minute of every recess playing basketball outside. Thank you. I'm sure the grades to come will really appreciate it. I just want everyone to know that keeping the secret of the Superintendent's Award was probably the hardest secret I've ever had to keep. I am so very proud of these boys and girls. We've had a lot of fun, and we've done a lot of unusual things this year. They've made me laugh so many times. They are just really and truly wonderful boys and girls. I've enjoyed having all of you in my class. You've made me proud of you too many times to count. I wish you the best life can give you in your coming years, academic achievements, good health and happiness. And may you all be all-stars in whatever you attempt. And may life be an ever-winning game every day. Many blessings and my best wishes to all of you.
The sixth grade class of 1992 would like to thank everyone for attending our recognition this afternoon. But before we close up, we would like to give out a few recognitions of our own to some of the faculty members that have helped us through our elementary years. This carnation goes to Mrs. Duggan for helping us in the departmentalization. This carnation goes to Mrs. Olson for her help in departmentalization. This carnation goes to Mrs. Wheeler for helping us with everything that we've had to do through the years, with calling our parents for an instrument or lunch money. This carnation goes to Mrs. Winnan for her help with us through the years. This carnation goes to Mrs. Philbin for our times of need through our elementary years. This carnation goes to Mrs. Nelson for her outstanding work in helping us with any of our work that we've had to get done, like math especially. This carnation goes to Miss Molinari for some great art, and we've really enjoyed having her. This carnation goes to Mrs. Paget for teaching us some great music that we really liked. This carnation goes to Miss Draper for teaching us some really great games that we've really enjoyed, and we've loved having you. This carnation goes to Mr. Daly for helping the band members learn some new music and how to play a musical instrument. Once again, thanks for a great time at BMS, but now it's time to move on to the 7th grade. Thank you all. We'd like to now ask everyone to join us for refreshments after the class song.
Aaron Bennett will be leading the class song called It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday by Boys to Men. And I would like to thank everyone for coming to our 6th grade recognition.
How do I say goodbye?